Welcome to Interviews and Insights from our Southwest Smart Manufacturing meetings. A recurring series of events run from the RDI Hub, this event was kindly sponsored by IDEAM, the Irish Digital Engineering and Advanced Manufacturing Cluster, which supports businesses to collaborate, innovate and grow. Find out more at ideam.ie. Kerry MacConnell here in the RDI Hub, and I'm in conversation with David Downey, the Outreach Education Manager of IDEAM, and I'm also speaking to Sandeep Joshi, who is the Lean and Digitalisation Advisor. Gentlemen, you are very welcome here today, and thank you so much for the presentations earlier. Really, really interesting stuff. Can you each tell me a little bit of your background? I'll start with you, David. Can you tell me about what you do?
Okay, thanks very much. So, funny enough, my own background is started off in Kerry in Tralee, where I did a toolmaking apprenticeship in Tillotson. It's actually still going, which is great. I moved on then to Waterford Tool Company. It was in Lufthansa Technik. I was down in Braun in Carlow for a lot of years, and then I moved down to Alkin Laboratories to do single point diamond turning, and then I ended up with Stryker Orthopedics in Limerick for about 10 years in new product introduction. It was a fantastic opportunity. Spent about 2.5 years with Johnson & Johnson Vision Care as the value stream owner for single point diamond turning inserts for injection molds, and I'm now the IDEAM cluster manager.
Oh, a wide, varied experience there. Really interesting stuff. Sandeep, can you tell me a little bit about your experience, please?
Sure. Thanks for having me here. I started off my career as an engineering officer in the Navy, and I was a resource manager there dealing with both machines, procurement, and people management. Having served there for 7 years, I shifted to do my MBA. After my MBA, I did my next tenure with a company called Larsen & Toubro in strategic risk management. After that, in last 10 years, I've been completely involved in various roles as an operations excellence consultant, wherein I combined my skills of change management with data analysis. And thereby, I was able to help companies identify the opportunities for which are hindering them in terms of operational growth, and thereby became an accelerator as a consultant to help them realize that potential using exactly only the data analysis and change management skills. Now I am working with IDEAM, wherein these skills of mine of interacting with companies, helping them identify the potential, interacting with people at different levels, from workers up to the level of CEOs and MDs, to engage with them, is helping me to help them identify the opportunities, and thereby also work with them to identify those projects wherein we can help them get the EU funding or domestic funding through various projects.
That's fascinating. It's a wealth of experience there, Sandeep. Really appreciate it. David, back to you. Can you tell me about IDEAM and exactly what it is and what it does?
So IDEAM, the acronym stands for Irish Digital Engineering and Advanced Manufacturing. And I suppose what we do is we engage with small, medium enterprise to help them transition their operations to a more digitalization and sustainability strategy. So,
Pause.
So as well as small, medium enterprise working together, we get small, medium enterprise into multinational companies to learn what the issues the multinational companies are having and help them solve their problems collectively. We are one cluster of 12. We're based in the Midwest of Ireland out of Toos, which is the old LIT, and we focus on advanced manufacturing.
You've got a multi-pronged approach. You offer a lot of different supports, including talent and skills, research development, internationalism and funding, business and community and SME support. So it sounds like there's an awful lot of activity going on.
There's an awful lot going on for us, and we're keen to get our cluster members, particularly small medium enterprise, to have an export-orientated mindset. So currently we have two of our members based in Galway, 3D Technologies and EC Precision. They're working with two companies in Europe. One is based in Bulgaria and one is based in Austria. And it's just ideal opportunity for these small, medium enterprises to expand their horizon from a manufacturing perspective.
It's fantastic to have that kind of supports in place and that you are connected with different countries and you've got the shared learnings.
Yeah, absolutely. And look, IDEAM probably is the enabler for this to happen, which is great for us and absolutely fantastic for the SMEs.
SMEs could do with every bit of support they can get. So absolutely. One of the things, Sandeep, can you tell me a bit about the factory exchange and how people can go about generating funding, and how can a company get involved?
Perfect. Factory exchange is a very interesting project wherein we are one of the 6 partners in Ireland. This project basically revolves around tailor making or customizing services for companies, specifically SMEs, so that SMEs can use this fund called de minimis, which is available for them, which is to the tune of 300,000 euros, which is rotated every 3 years. And they can make use of this fund to create services and to use services through these partners, which will help them accelerate their growth and also internationalize. Through these services, some of the examples of services could be support in writing their funding applications. Because there lots of companies feel that writing funding applications is not their part, or they don't have time. SMEs generally are facing a lot of resource issues because they are at one side growing and on the other side managing everything on their own. In this kind of a scenario, they would need funds because they would surely be growing and they would surely be adopting to new technologies. So we are sitting at a junction of 3 things. One is, through your factory exchange, we can help them design those services. Second is, those services could be through acquisition of different kind of technologies, because we are in touch with universities, because we are working out of universities. We could also use factory exchange as a window for those companies to introduce to all different funding opportunities which we get to know. And therefore, we always encourage companies to come and meet us or call us to meet them at their own premise, so that we understand their story, their struggles, and we can actually give them the exact opportunity when such funding opportunities arise, and also help them curate their story into those funding applications, because then they would stand better chance of selection.
That's fascinating, Sandeep. So you mentioned the whole de minimis process. So you're saying that budget of the 300,000 over a period of 3 years, it's available for companies to develop maybe new solutions that they wouldn't have been able to do on their own. So I know you had touched on like VR and AR and robotics. Can you broadly tell us about any companies who've done this, or any recent examples of people who've used this and how they've developed their offering?
Perfect. So presently we are seeing a lot of interest on one of the services which we are working together. Like for last project called In Transit, it's a EU project. We were able to support close to 6+ companies who used this. They booked the service through Factory Exchange to help them support write applications. So we actually interacted with them. We had a 2-day sessions in a different place out of their factories and out of their offices, and we also went out of our offices. We organized those sessions with them and then helped them write those applications. In terms of, we are now in discussions with companies who want us to help them design a simple robotic system which could do pick and place activity. So we are going to create that service. A very interesting service which is coming up on through these partners. Companies can just get on board the Factory Exchange project, and they can actually literally click on the marketplace available on the website, and they can select the service what they want there. Very simple service now we are looking at is, look at their digital marketing promotional activities. It starts with an assessment. Where is a company standing? Because they also don't have time and resources to develop their website. Generally, it is a single page website. So we have experts in our office who could actually help them first estimate and assess where do they stand in terms of digital marketing. Because that's a very good leverage which will help them to scale up very fast. They would then, if the score is less, then based on what area they are focusing on, the digital marketing promotional expert would then tell, okay, you should be increasing your presence on LinkedIn. Not on all social media, because they would not have time. Because the brand is living thing. They have to keep it going every time. So this is another kind of a service provided through Factory Exchange, where company doesn't have to pay anything literally from the pocket, but it goes through their de minimis account. And de minimis is a very interesting thing, because if they don't use it, it's gone. Because the money is going to come back to them again after 3 years. So, and it's a 300,000 euros. It's a rolling thing. So if they don't use it, it's almost gone. So they could actually, if they don't find any service listed on the marketplace, they can come to us and we can help them connect with other digital innovation hubs to design that service and provide that service which is specifically required for them.
That is brilliant, because SMEs are the people who are under pressure, because there's always a list of jobs to be done.
Absolutely.
So having somebody like you guys to come in and say, okay, we're going to do a digital maturity assessment. This is where you are. This is what you need. And whether it's a booking platform, a booking system or a platform, or just helping people raise their profile. It's incredible to have this service in place, and it's great that you're here today and tell people more about it, which is fascinating. I'm going to get back to you, David. You've got so many different projects going on, and it's all really exciting. What does a typical day look like for you?
Well, for us, I suppose, it's trying to meet the needs of the small, medium enterprise. And I suppose some of those needs are, like Sandeep was saying, introducing them to the European projects that are on the table for us at the moment, and looking at the national funding available as well. But we spend a lot of time, I suppose, analysing what they need, and a big ask for them at the last steering board meeting. The steering board is an industry steering board, and they asked for multinational site visits. So we already did 2 this year, looking at doing one later on this month. The first one was at Johnson & Johnson Vision Care. We had 9 members come in and present in front of the engineering group, and we did another one then with Stryker Orthopedics in Limerick. And again, we had 8 members that are of our cluster that presented to the engineering group as well, to show what they can do, show their capabilities, and essentially looking for challenges from the multinational companies that they can solve collectively.
No, it's fascinating, absolutely fascinating. IDEAM today, thank you very much. You've kindly sponsored the Southwest Smart Manufacturing Cluster event. David, can you give me your thoughts on the importance of having events like these for shared learning opportunities? Because we had 12 different speakers today, and it was great to see all these people come together.
Yep. So for us, the collaborative approach is the best approach, where we have our own members meeting at a specific place outside of the office or outside of their factory, where they come and promote their capabilities, but they're also meeting other people from other industries as well. And they may not all be manufacturers, they could be service suppliers, they could be like Rabia in HR and leadership. So it's crucial for the growth of the cluster as well, to attract more people into it.
No, that is great. Thank you so much. I suppose my final question is, if somebody would like to find out more about IDEAM, how would they get in touch? I know you've got lots of different things going on, so can you signpost who are the best people to talk to and what they're responsible for?
Yeah, you can reach out to myself, David Downey. My email address is david.downey@toos.ie. You can reach out to Sandeep. It's sandeep.joshi@toos.ie. And for the Smarter Factory, which is a fantastic initiative that was launched this month, you can reach out to jim.o'hagan@toos.ie. Or you can also go onto our website, which is in IDEAM.ie, and contact us directly through that or through our LinkedIn profiles.
Gentlemen, thank you so much for giving up your time today. Really interesting conversation. Thank you.
Thank you so much for having us here. Thank you.